বাংলা, মানবতা সমাধান।
From this day on, forever be true. Cherish this life that's destined for you. Live your life with kindness and care. Remember, Allah will always be there, be there. Nikahun mubarakun, mubarakun. Zawajun mubarakun, mubarakun. An-nikahu min sunnati.
Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Hunna libasul lakum wa antum libasul lahunna. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Ya ayyuhan nas ittaqu rabbakum allazi khalaqakum min nafsin wahida wa khalaqa minha zawjaha. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. My brothers and sisters, I welcome all of you with the Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
May peace, mercy and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be on all of you. And alhamdulillah, once again, as it's a tradition, that whenever the ladies have the marriage preparatory course, we at least have one session where I do have the opening question and session regarding any questions as far as marriage preparatory course is concerned. Any questions on the marriage issue, before marriage, during marriage, after, inshallah. And since this session is mainly for the sisters, we'll be having more questions from the sister side and a few from the gent side, from the brothers. And I suggested that every 4 questions or 5 questions from sisters, we'll have 1 question from the gent side, inshallah. So if any sisters have any questions, they're most welcome to ask.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
If a girl has been forced to marry without her choice, will it be a sin for her if she takes khula and then marries someone of her choice?
Sister has a question that if a woman has been forced by someone else to marry a man who does not like, can she take khula and marry again? Will it be a sin? It's mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 7, in chapter number 43, hadith number 69, where there's a lady by the name of Khansa bin Khadim al-Ansariya who approached the Prophet and said that I have been forced to marry with a man who I do not like by my father. And the Prophet nullified the marriage. This means that for a marriage to solemnize, the permission of both man and woman, the girl and boy, is equally important. Therefore they say, Kya tum kabul hai? You should say yes. If she says no, the marriage doesn't take place. So one thing at that time she would have said no, but if she feared, okay, there is force from someone, from the relatives, they may hit me, and out of force if she had done, and then if the force is lessened or removed, she can take kula, she can do nikah first, she can go to the qazi, and she can again marry the man who she prefers. But naturally within the guidelines of the Islamic Sharia. Hope that answers the question, sister. Yes, sister, any other questions?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
If sajda was allowed, I would give the wife the command to prostrate to the husband. Is this a part of a Sahih Hadith? How can a matter that is forbidden be permissible to raise the status of the husband? This hadith is also taken as a bait for obedience in general to the husband.
Sister asked the question that there's a hadith in which the Prophet said that if sajda was permitted, then I would permit it for the husband. So the question is that, doesn't it mean that raising the status of the husband to that of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And in the hadith it means that you have to be obedient to the husband. Sister, that doesn't mean it includes that, because the verse of the Quran says, if Allah had a son, if Allah had begotten a son, I would be the first person to worship him. If there's anyone besides Allah, so that doesn't mean that Allah has a son. The question of doing sajda, of believing in Allah's son, is if Allah begot a son. The other verse of the Quran says that Allah does not beget a son. So that means we're telling those who do sajda, those who prostrate to other one besides Allah, they are doing shirk. So when I say that if Allah has begotten a son, I will be the first person to believe in him. I will be the first person to worship him. That does not mean the son has the same status as the father. Or if Allah had a son, it would be same as. The question doesn't arise because it's clearly mentioned, Lam yulid wa lam yulad. He begets not, nor is he begotten. So same way when sajda is haram to anyone, there is no comparison that is raising the status of the husband to that of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But yes, I do agree with the second part. is saying that the status is high, you have to obey him. As long as it doesn't go against Allah and His Rasul. There are various other hadith. The Prophet said, if you don't love Allah and myself more than yourself, then you're a true Muslim. So, but naturally, after Allah comes the Prophet, not the husband. There's no hadith saying that if after Allah the second person to do sajda, prostrate is Prophet Muhammad. There is no two doubts at all that after Allah is Prophet Muhammad. So you can't just equate, okay, that means after Allah is Allah's son. Allah doesn't have a son. So we don't have to prostrate to anyone besides Allah. Where is the question of prostrating? But I do agree, it's emphasis by the Prophet. That means you have to respect your husband. You have to obey him unless he goes against the teachings of Allah and His Rasul. This means, this hadith is for emphasis. That means you have to obey your husband. He's a qawwam. He's a protects you. But as long as he does not go against Allah and His Rasul. If your husband tells you to do something against Allah and His Rasul, at that time you should not obey him, otherwise you have to obey. So this is just an indirect emphasis that you have to be kind to your husband, you have to love him, you have to respect him and obey him. Same way like the beloved Prophet said, the Sahih Hadith, that the best moment is he who is the best to his family, especially the wife. So whatever hadith you find praising a husband, you will find praising a wife for somewhat similar. Or if you say it's degrading, then the similar degradation is there for the other. When the hadith says that maa ke pekhe jannat hai, oh, no one will come, no woman has come and said, what does this mean? Is mother God? Maa ke pekhe jannat hai means, is mother God? No lady so far in my life asked me, that does it mean that mother is God? No, because maa ko praise kar rahe. It means that if you are obedient to your mother, if you love your mother, if you respect your mother, you'll go to Jannah. Same thing. If prostration was allowed, it's allowed to the husband. Similarly, it's hadith. That doesn't mean whatever the mother steps, if she steps on muck and filth, it becomes Jannah. Even if she idol worshipper, you love and respect her, you'll go to Jannah. She will not go to Jannah. If a mother is a mushrika, yet you love and respect her. As long as she doesn't go against Allah and His Rasul. If your mother goes to the temple, you can't take her to temple. But if she's coming back from the temple, it's your duty to protect her. She will not go to Jannah, you will go to Jannah. So mother will not go, but you will go to Jannah. So these are hadiths of emphasis, sister. But unfortunately, some people take it so sensitive. They're so sensitive and they try and always. So you should realize that, mashallah, Islam is the best way of life. It is the best deen, alhamdulillah. It is the only deen which uplifts the woman and gives equal status for men and women, but equality does not mean anti-equality. Hope that answers the question, sister. Anybody like to ask a question?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
Many people have this in their mind that you can't have walima unless and until you have consummated the marriage. So what's the actual
Brother asked a question, mashallah. One bachelor asked a question. Two bachelors, alhamdulillah. We have the second bachelor here. Alhamdulillah, who asked a question that a walima cannot be done unless the marriage is consummated. And I said earlier, it's not haram. It's a sunnah. After nikah is done, consummation of the marriage. So it's preferable that you do nikah after a few days, after you consummate, have the walima after a few days. But this is a normal sunnah. But now, what the fuqahas have said, when we have a marriage in a city, people coming from 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, they're busy. So many times they have the nikah and walima together. So it's not haram. Walima is a very important sunnah. Walima after consummation is another sunnah. So it's not haram that you cannot do walima before consummation of the marriage. It's preferable after, but seeing the scenario, again they'll have to come double, they'll have to come twice. So that is the reason if they do it together without consummation, it is permitted. Hope that answers the question. Any question on sister's side?
If a girl likes a boy, he's a non-Muslim but wants to embrace Islam, can they get married to each other? And can they stay with non-Muslim parents?
The question is that if a girl likes a boy and he wants to embrace Islam, can she marry him and stay with non-Muslim parents? If the girl likes a boy, if the boy has already decided that he likes Islam, wants to embrace Islam, and then if she starts liking, see, sister, one thing is there is no LBW in Islam. There is no love before wedding. No LBW, love before wedding. Yes, fine. If you have heard of a virtuous man and you send a proposal Islamically, alhamdulillah, it's fine. And then you start liking him, fine, you can. There's no problem. But you can't have love before wedding, like you go to a college and then you meet a non-Muslim girl or a boy, and then you get friendly, and then talk, oh, yeah, then you start liking, okay, then why don't you accept Islam? Okay, I don't mind because I like you. So the best is that if the boy, non-Muslim boy, likes Islam for its merit, so he should accept Islam. But many a times what happens that in colleges, in schools, in universities, because they don't maintain the hijab, but natural, it is psychological, that when you speak with the opposite sex too often, whether she is good or bad, whether it's good or bad, there are vibes going on. You know, the vibes going on. So when you speak very often, आधा घंटा एक बार दो बार 10 बार 15 बार automatically, so then there are vibes, and this is breaking of the hijab, and then they start liking it. Why do they like? Third person will think that nothing is matching in them. Neither is she beautiful, neither is he handsome, whatever it is. So therefore maintaining hijab is a must. But if something has happened and you've broken the hijab, that's haram. If it has happened but then he wants to accept Islam for the merit, I would request you to tell him, okay, fine, accept Islam, practice Islam for a few months, and then I'll marry you. Because it is more difficult for a Muslim woman to go to a non-Muslim husband's house who has reverted. Whereas a non-Muslim girl who has accepted Islam coming to a Muslim home is easier. So in this case, my advice would be, fine, you like Islam, accept it. Practice it for at least 6 months. Or 1 year, whatever you want. In your home. Because you'll be shifting to that house. So have interaction with the parents. Fine, you become Muslim, do you object or don't object, whatever it is. So then let him accept Islam, let him practice Islam. Practice Islam in the right way, of a salah. And then if you think everything is fine and safe, then you can take the step. Otherwise it's difficult, otherwise it's dangerous. It should not be that you will come into a problem. So in this case, ask him to accept Islam, ask him to practice Islam, and then see the situation. When you think it's secure, then you can go into the marriage. Hope that answers the question, sister.
نكاح مبارك زواج مبارك
আকাশের রংধনু আমরা জীবনে বহুবার উপভোগ করেছি। লাল, নীল, সবুজ, আকাশী, বেগুনি, হলুদ। নানা রঙের সমাহার আমরা দেখেছি রংধনু। কিন্তু জীবনের রংধনুকে কখনো কি আমরা বিশ্লেষণ করে দেখেছি? আমরা জীবনের উত্থান পতন, চড়াই উতরাই, আনন্দ বেদনা, ক্ষোভ হতাশা সম্পর্কে বিস্তারিত জানার চেষ্টা করব। দেখুন জীবনের রংধনু কেবলমাত্র পিস টিভি বাংলায়।
জানুন কত কার্যকরী ভাবে মুমিন বান্দা নিজের প্রতিটি কাজকে ইসলামী রঙে রঞ্জিত করে। জীবনের রংধনু, কাল রাত 10টায় পুনঃ সম্প্রচার সকাল 8:30 বাংলাদেশে পিস টিভি বাংলায়। যা মানুষকে আখিরাতমুখী করে।
আল্লাহ তাআলা চান মানুষ যেন আখিরাতে প্রতিযোগিতা লিপ্ত হয়ে যায়।
যা পার্থিব লোভকে হ্রাস করে।
বেশি বেশি পাওয়ার নেশা, বেশি বেশি পাওয়ার আগ্রহ তোমাদেরকে অতি ব্যস্ত করে ফেলবে।
যা দ্বীন ও দুনিয়াবী পরীক্ষায় সফলতা দান করে।
আল্লাহ তাআলা আমাদেরকে সম্পদ দিয়ে পরীক্ষা করেন, সম্পদ নিয়ে পরীক্ষা করেন।
যা আত্মসমীক্ষায় অনুপ্রাণিত করে।
আমি পুরো সময়, পুরো এনার্জি, পুরো চিন্তা, পুরো সংগ্রাম সাধনা যা কিছু করলাম, কোনটা অর্জন করার জন্য করলাম।
জানুন কেমন করে অর্জন করা যায় আল্লাহর অনুগ্রহ। অন্তরে আল্লাহ ভীতি সৃষ্টিকারী হাদিস সমূহ। পরবর্তী অনুষ্ঠান পিস টিভি বাংলায়।
نكاح مبارك زواج مبارك.
Yes, is any questions?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I am asking this question of my sister's behalf. How far is the concept of family planning accepted in Islam?
Sister has the question that how far is the concept of family planning accepted in Islam? sister, what do you mean by family planning is important? And the answer is very long. The answer takes several minutes. I'll try and cut it short. That there are various types of family planning, permanent method, temporary method, etc. As far as abortion is concerned, the verse of the Quran of Surah Anam chapter 6 verse 151 and Surah Isra chapter number 17 verse number 31 says, kill not your children for want of sustenance, for it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who sustains for you and your children. So but natural killing of children is prohibited. So abortion is totally prohibited. And permanent method is prohibited, as the Quran says, do not change the physiology of the body. Surah Rum chapter number 30 verse number 30. So permanent method of family planning like vasectomy, tubectomy is haram. So based on this, but natural, unless the life of the mother is in danger, all permanent methods, abortion, life of the mother in danger, for example, the doctor says that if you have multiple cesarean sections, it will be dangerous for the life of the mother, or the mother has some heart problem. So in these cases where the life of the mother is in danger, if she continues with the pregnancy, then at the last resort, abortion can be done, tubectomy can be done, vasectomy can be done. On the other hand, the other temporary methods we have, the most common is the copper T. As far as OC pills are concerned, but natural because it changes the physiology, it should be avoided. As far as the copper T is concerned, it's the most common. In copper T, it's not contraception, it's a contra-implantation. Because the ovum and the sperm has got together, zygote is formed, it prevents the clinging of the zygote on the uterine wall, on the womb of the mother. So it's nothing but an early abortion, it's contra-implantation rather than contraception. So again, as I mentioned earlier, abortion is haram. So copper T also, if you analyze it, it's not permitted. There may be different opinion as far as condom is used or temporary method is used. For example, coitus interruptus. Once a person approached the Prophet and said that I practice coitus interruptus. The Prophet was silent. So one group of scholars say that because the Prophet was silent, it is permitted. The other group of scholars says because he was silent, it is not permitted. So the two groups, as far as the coitus interruptus is concerned, that's breaking the sexual act, or as far as condom is concerned. But what my view is, that let's analyze why does a person want to do family planning. And basically there are two reasons. One reason may be that he's too poor, and if he has many children, he cannot give food, lodging, boarding to the children, and he will die as well as his children will die. The other group of people who like to do family planning is because they're rich, they're well off, but they want to make their son a doctor, an engineer. So if I have spacing between them, then more chances I can upbring them better. So a Quranic verse of Surah Anam chapter 6 verse 151 says, kill not your children for want of sustenance, for it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who will give sustenance to you and your children. Surah Isra chapter 17 verse 31 says, kill not your children for want of sustenance, for it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who will give sustenance to your children and you. The verse is the same, but the order is reversed. The first one says, you and your children. The second verse says, your children and you. The difference is because the first verse refers to the poor people, that if they don't do family planning, they assume that they will die and the children will die. So Allah said, don't worry. Allah will give sustenance to you and your children. The second verse refers to the rich people. Those who say, fine, we are rich, we are well off, but I want to make my son a doctor and engineer. So don't worry. Allah will give sustenance to your children and you. So the order is reversed, I feel, is because the first verse refers to the poor parents, the second verse refers to the rich parents. For both, you leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the best. And furthermore, there may be a third group. There's a misconception. Normally, for this, Islam has a solution. If you're poor, Islam has a solution of zakat. If you're poor, you can take zakat. So why do you have to kill children? If you're poor, you have the right to take zakat, which will take care of your family, your children and yourself. If you're rich and if you want spacing, then people have a misconception that less children you have, more intelligent they are, they can become doctors and engineers. If you see the list of Nobel Prize winners, it's not always that the first child or the children were only one only child or second child to the parents. Some of the Nobel Prize winners that for third child, fourth child, it's a misconception. And furthermore, what we realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given a natural method of family planning called as lactation amenorrhea. If the mother breastfeeds the child, automatically they're spacing. It will not be 100% foolproof. But the moment you breastfeed your child, there's amenorrhea. The menstrual cycle stops. Lactation amenorrhea. So there's a spacing of, mashallah, 1 year, even more than that, lactation amenorrhea. And there may be a third category of people who may think, fine, I'm not poor. I'm not bothered about making my son doctor. But I want to enjoy life. Who headache leta bachcho ko palne ke liye? Who will take the headache of looking after the children? So they will think that, I want to enjoy life. So therefore, no children. Not at all. So for them, what I say, that there are certain communities who marry early and have children early. So they marry at the age of 19, 20. They have children. By the time they reach 35, 40, his child has become 15, 20, and he sits on the father's business. So you can retire at the age of 35, 40. There are no children retire at the age of 60, and who looks after you then? So even if you want to enjoy life, preferably marry early, have children, let your children sit at your business. You enjoy and they'll take care of you afterwards. So even if you have to enjoy life, it's preferable you marry early, have children early. Let them sit on your seat. Let the children take care of you. So you can retire at an early age of 40, you don't have to wait till 60, 70. The best answer I would say, Allah says in the Quran in Surah Al-Imran chapter 3 verse 54. They plan and plot, Allah too plan. Allah is the best of planners. If you think the best plan is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, leave it to Allah, He's the best to plan. If you think you're better, then the choice is yours. But the best to plan according to the Quran is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hope that answers the question, sister. Inshallah, we'll have another 3-4 questions before we end the session. So if any sisters have any questions, anyone on the second floor would like to ask a question?
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum assalam.
My question is, can money earned through interest be given in a poor girl's marriage as help?
Sister has a question that can money earned by interest, obtained from interest, be given to a poor girl for a marriage? Sister, point number 1, you should not earn money by interest. It's haram. So if you're doing a haram act to do a good deed, helping a poor girl is not fard, it is mustahab. But taking interest is haram. So you're taking interest and helping a poor girl, it's haram. Don't help the poor girl, don't take interest. But if now you have realized today that interest is haram, you weren't aware of it, and you will say that, okay, now I stop keeping my money in the bank, and I'll not take interest in future. Now I have the interest, what to do? Then you can do many things. You can give in charity, you can help the poor people, you can do it for dawah, you can use it for helping a poor girl get married, no problem. But if you say, I will keep lakhs of rupees in the bank and keep on taking interest and will not use that interest, give in charity, not only giving riba is haram, even taking riba is haram. So to give in charity, first you have to take. I know most of the ulama say that you can keep in the bank, but don't utilize the money, give in charity. I disagree with them. The Quran says riba is haram. Keep in a current account. Don't keep in fixed deposit, don't keep in savings account, where you get interest. So even if you give for a good cause, you are earning more negative points than positive points. Best is, don't keep in a fixed deposit or saving account. Keep in a current account, that's the best. And yet if you want, you can help from your other money. But if you came to know today interest is haram and you have stopped taking interest and will not take in future, and now we have interest money that you can utilize for any good work, including helping a poor girl get married. Hope that answers the question. Yes, any questions?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
I have read in Quran in Surah Nisa that penalty of zani should be 40 lashes. Where it is written in the Quran that the death penalty should be given to rapist?
Sister said that she has read that the Quran says that a zani should be given 40 lashes. Where is it mentioned in the Quran that death penalty is given? Sister referring to the verse of the Quran of Surah Nur, chapter number 24, verse number 2, which says that as for the fornicator, be it a woman or a man, flog them each with 100 lashes. It's not 40 lashes, it is 100 lashes. It is for a fornicator. What you're quoting the hadith that a person should be stoned to death is an adulteress or adulterer. The difference is that in Arabic zina is there. In English, there is fornication, adultery. Fornication means having sexual intercourse outside a marriage bond before a person is married. An unmarried man having sexual intercourse with a person who is not the legal wife or husband. In adultery, a person who's married, whether man or woman, has a sexual intercourse with the person who's not the husband or wife. So the case for fornication is, before marriage, according to the Quran, is 100 lashes. And there's another verse in the Quran, in Surah Nisa chapter 4, I think verse number 15, that for adulterer, for a person in zina, confine her in a room and keep her in the room until death takes place, or something else is ordained for her. So she should be secluded in a room until she dies, or something else is ordained for her. Something else is ordained, you go in the hadith. Hadith says that person who commits adultery should be stoned to death. So based on this, a person who commits adultery, it's hadith of Sahih Bukhari, the Prophet said that anyone who commits adultery should stone her to death, or stone him to death. So an adulterer and adulteress, the punishment is stoning to death. Fornication before marriage, sexual intercourse outside the marriage bonds, is called as fornication, 100 lashes. Hope that answers the question, sister. Any brother like to ask a question? Yes, brother.
What is your opinion regarding different types of contract marriages in Islam?
Different type of
contracts before marriage.
Contract marriage or
contract before marriage?
There is a difference between contract marriage and contract before marriage. The brother asked the question, what are my views about having contract before marriages? Quran refers to marriage as a misaq. Misaq means a sacred covenant. If the contract is according to Quran Sunnah, it's allowed. If the contract is not according to Quran Sunnah, it's haram. For example, if someone says, we'll have temporary marriage for 2 nights, haram. For 2 months, haram. Because the Prophet prohibited that. When he went to Battle of Tabuk, in the 7th century Hijri, it's prohibited. Furthermore, you say contract that, you write in the contract, I don't want my husband to offer salah, haram. But he says, okay, I want the husband to do dawah, contract. Very good, alhamdulillah. Fine, so anything you write in the contract of the marriage, which is permitted in the Sharia, Quran says it's allowed. Or you can do something which is optional. For example, marrying more than one woman for a man is optional. So the woman can write in the contract that I don't want my husband to take a second wife. She can write, because taking second wife is optional, it's not fard. She can write in the marital contract, I too want to give unilateral divorce, called talaq-e-tawfiq. So here, it's optional, you can put. But something you cannot say that I want my husband to have alcohol. Having alcohol is haram. So as long as it's not asking to do something which is haram, or prevent to do something which is fard, if it doesn't go against the Quran Sharia, certain things, clauses can put in the contract. Hope that answers the question. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alameen.
Forever be true. Cherish this life that's destined for you. Live your life with kindness and care. Remember, Allah will always be there, be there. Nikahun mubarakun, mubarakun. Zawajun mubarakun, mubarakun. An-nikahu min sunnati. Ma qala an-nabi huwa sahih. Nikahun mubarakun, mubarakun. Nikahun mubarakun, mubarakun. Zawajun mubarakun, mubarakun.
কোরআনের আলো
আল্লাহ সুবহানাহু ওয়া তাআলা ইরশাদ করেছেন কোরআনে কারীমে, তোমাদের জন্য তোমাদের মধ্যে থেকে আল্লাহ রাব্বুল আলামিন জোড়া সৃষ্টি করেছেন।
সুন্নাতের বার্তা,
তোমরা নারীকে সব সময় ভালো উপদেশ প্রদান করো, এটাই হচ্ছে বিধান।
শরিয়তের নির্দেশ,
নারীর মর্যাদা,
ইসলাম ব্যতীত অন্য কোন ধর্মই নারীকে মর্যাদা দেয়নি।
মুজাফফর বিন মুহসিন, আব্দুর রাজ্জাক বিন ইউসুফ, ডক্টর হাফেজ ABM হাসবুল্লাহ, আহমদুল্লাহ বিন মুহাম্মদ দেলবর হোসেন, জাহাঙ্গীর আলম।
আল কুরআন যা নারী পুরুষের জন্য অনুসরণীয়, নারীদের জন্য নারীদের কর্মক্ষেত্র চিহ্নিত করা আছে। মানবতার অস্তিত্বের জন্য নারী এবং পুরুষ উভয়ের প্রয়োজন।
তোমাদের মাঝে আল্লাহ রাব্বুল আলামিন প্রেমময় এবং দয়া সৃষ্টি করে দিয়েছে।
জানুন কেন মুমিন প্রত্যেক কাজে আল্লাহর ইচ্ছাকে মান দিয়ে চলেন। আলেমদের সংসর্গে প্রতি বুধবার রাত 9:30 বা পুনঃ সম্প্রচার সকাল 8টায় বাংলাদেশে পিস TV বাংলায়।